Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I spoke about this on a live stream a couple of nights ago, that I need to get some more growing space ready. I'm going to try and maximise on growing space. So I've got this area behind this greenhouse that's been put to no use at all. So we're going to turn this into a little garden. Come on. So in our quest to create more growing space, we've got this area behind our greenhouse. So you might have seen this greenhouse before. Look, there's a cat that lives in my hay pile. Coming out to say hello and running away. Okay, so I've got a compost pile just there, and you can see it's been scratched up a little bit. So I'm going to harvest that compost first of all, and I'm going to get this area cleared, and we're going to turn this into a new growing bed. And we're going to do it no dig, but we're going to do it my style and no dig. I've started clearing it, and that's the first wheelbarrow load of compost that I've sifted. Oh, sorry, I've loaded up. I think to save myself some work, I might just dump it in there for now and then shift it from there afterwards. I'll get rid of this one and the rest of it can just go in there, pile up. So this is all the compost that I've harvested. So this is a ton bag and it's pretty much full. I think it'll hold one more wheelbarrow. Yeah, 4 wheelbarrows in that. And in that area there, I think there's about 2 wheelbarrows in there, so there's about 5 or 6 wheelbarrows of completely finished compost that I'm very happy with actually. And now this area is cleared. Now I just need to clean up the mess in the rest of the garden and then we can figure out what we're doing. So I think it's time for a cup of tea. But like always, I can't find my rake, so I think I'm going to spend the next couple of hours looking for my rake. Alhamdulillah, I found my rake. It was over at my sister's house. My other rake's broken, but this one will do. This is my real workhorse. It's a cast iron head, absolutely awesome. Got this for absolutely nothing. It was a piece of scrap that someone was throwing away. So, but this is the best rake I've ever had. See, I'm not digging this bed, but what I am doing, I'm trying to level it the best I can. So any bumps and stuff, I'm just raking it out. And at the same time, I'm trying to rake out and get as deep down with these perennials as possible. Now, there's some quite deep-rooted dandelions here. Now, look at that. Absolutely huge root. And some brambles as well. Old, long, deep-rooted dandelions like that, they can be a problem. So, whenever you're starting off a no-dig bed, I always suggest that it's worth digging these things out and not just trying to cover these, because they can be a problem over the long term. And this is a pile for my perennial weeds. So this is interesting. I found a line of bricks here. So I'm wondering what to do with them and whether to leave them in order to support this greenhouse and stop that soil from sliding down. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging than I thought I would. I was hoping to just rake everything over and just get the bed started. I'm going to figure out what this wall is before I do anything else. For me, this ground is now ready. I haven't dug it, but I have messed about with it quite a bit. I've interfered with it a lot more than I wanted to. And this is the reason. Once I started raking back some of the grass, I found all these broken bits of glass and all sorts of plastic and stuff inside it. So I had to clear it up just so I could get that stuff out and make it safe. Someone asked me on the live streams that I do every Friday night that how would I go about building a raised bed? Would you go for the compost, cardboard and compost method? Now personally, I'm not a fan of that method. I don't like compost playing on grass. I don't know, my grass must be a little bit special, but if I put cardboard and compost on grass, even if it's 4 inches of compost, within 6 months that grass will be straight through it. So what I'm going to do instead is over here. This is the way I like to build beds. Even on grass, this works for me. Can you go put that in the wheelbarrow, sweetheart? Go on, thank you. So anything big like that we'll get rid of. Like these big twigs, we'll get rid of those. But the rest of this stuff is absolutely fine to just stay where it is. So I've got bits of hay and all sorts of stuff from the hay pile up there that's falling down. This is just going to go straight on. And we'll just spread it out. And that's what I'd do if I had loads of grass clippings. I'd be chucking loads and loads of grass clippings on here if it was the middle of summer and I was harvesting grass regularly. So the main reason for raking all this stuff back down here is because I want to try and make a nice growing bed that's level. See that side is that side up there is quite a lot higher than it is down here. And all these little old twigs that I'm picking up, I can use them for kindling in my fire, or I can use them for making wood chips and adding to the wood chip paths. See, there's brambles everywhere. There's roots of brambles all over the place. And all this spoilt chicken bedding, I'm just pulling over. Like these brambles and perennial weeds, if you have these, do dig them out. Because these kind of weeds will just come through any sort of mulch regardless of how thick it is. So I've just raked that back, and you see all that white stuff, that's mycelium. And that's one of the things about this part of the garden, is there's absolutely loads of mycelium and mycorrhiza everywhere. So I'm hoping this will be a really good bed. So when I ordered my straw, I ordered too much straw, and my hay or my store shed didn't quite have enough space to house it all, and loads has gone to waste now. And this stuff is good, and this is what we bed the chickens on today when we clear the house. But all that, and there's all that, and that's just gone to waste. That's real disappointment, that. But we're not going to let it go to complete waste. These are the remnants of the pear tree that I had cut down a few years ago, and it's the last little bits that I'm going to take up to the house and we'll chop. It's nice and well seasoned. There we go, it can sit there for a bit. Oh, we're getting there, This really bad straw is completely rotten. I'm just going to spread that on here, because that'll break down in no time. It'll absolutely be awesome. I don't know what to do with this, whether to chuck that on here or save it for my strawberry beds. We'll decide that in a little bit. Let's just work on everything else for now. Whew. Yeah. See, I knew there was a reason that I put this door here. So now the next thing that's going onto this bed is all this chicken manure that I've just got out of, all the chicken bedding that I've just cleaned out the chicken house. All this fresh chicken manure can go straight on. Look at that, lumps of big chicken manure. And what I'm using for bedding my chickens at the minute is just the wood shavings from when I cut the logs. So it's another reason that I might not need to buy hay anymore, which will be a bit of a money saver. So get this everywhere. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Go on, you guys spread it out for me. Go on. And now, this is the easy bit. Where's my rake gone? I left it in there. So all this floor of the chicken run is getting raked straight out onto this bed. There's loads of garden waste, rotting plants, big wood chips, little wood chips, all sorts. But you can see the quality of worms in there as well. There's a good level of worms. Pull those those bits of plastic out. Look at that plastic everywhere. It actually saves me a job from having to sift this through. So I'm not going to bother sifting it. I'm just going to lay it on the bed. So there's my rooster, the new one, who's taken place of the old nutter. And my bed's pretty much ready. Now this is what I call good design. We had the wood chips dumped in the chicken house, or the chicken run, and now they've been in here. You saw when I got the wood chips a couple of months ago, they were dumped in here straight away. They've had all sorts of plants rotting down on them, and that's just all been raked out to make a brand new bed. And look at it, absolutely awesome. I don't even need to do any work on this anymore. The main work was just getting it cleared, getting all the mess out of here, and now rake this out and the bed's ready. So there's at least 4 inches of material on here. Someone actually asked me about hedge trimmings. Can you add them to a raised bed? Absolutely you can. And these hedge trimmings that I'm going to just pull off here, they're going to go so you might notice I've gone quite harsh on that hedge, but that's because it's privet and it'll grow back really well. So all these hedge trimmings, I'm not going to take them anywhere. They're just going to form part of this bed. Spread them out across the top. It's mainly privet. There's some brambles in here. There's some hazel from over there. But that's going to be fine. Absolutely fine. And this hedge will grow back quite nicely as well. But you've got to credit me for the design of this chicken house. Everything in, straight out, brand new bed. And now that I've given this hedge a good trimming, it's getting plenty of light in here as well. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm very happy with that. So look how easy it is to make a growing bed. One of the big reasons I don't like the compost method is because it's expensive. There's a lot of money in that compost. But here, this way, I've made this bed and I made it for absolutely free. What more can you want? So I hope you like what you've seen. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for regular updates. If you want to support our channel, why not become a patron? And I'll see you on the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.